live from New York. No, I'm just joking. We're not in New York. It's welcome to Nearing Nerdvana. This is Long Story Short, episode 58. I can't believe we're already at 58 episodes.
Ooh, baby.
I forgot we have a few half episodes too, but yeah.
Hey,
You round up and we're over 60.
They all count.
They all count.
There's no such thing as half.
Yeah, we do half episodes here. You know, when we do our like random pickup episodes, and it's to keep track of the when we do the presentations, right? So we're probably really like at 60 something.
The ones we actually prepare for. The other ones we just make.
How's everyone's week going?
It's been a grind, man. It's been a grind. Happy it's Thursday night. Happy it's almost Friday. But yeah. Here to talk some comic books. Talk some nonsense.
Yeah, I'm definitely on call this week, so I'm having a blast. So Yeah. Like yesterday I was about to jump into Brian's show, and like as soon as all that happened, like our data center lost communication with everyone. So yeah, that was very exciting. Like Brian was about to literally go live, and I was like, shit, I gotta jump. So I cussed within the 2 minutes. Oh well. So we had a giveaway last week. So all you had to do was comment on our previous video. So don't try to comment right now because I've already made the wheel.
You want to give these away right now, and do you just want to run it right now?
Do we want to run this one right now? Because we have a lot of giveaways to do at some point in time.
Yeah, why don't we just do this one now? And if you commented in the chat, commented on the video, you were entered. So good luck. Hit me up on IG with your address, whoever wins.
All right.
And here we go.
Good luck, everyone. While this is spinning, we want to take our time real quick to thank our sponsors. We also want to thank Cover Price. So make sure you're using the code Nerdvana14 for a 30-day unlimited subscription for only 99 cents. And make sure to say what's up to Bird City at New York City Comic Con if you're out there. They are at booth number, let me find out. And congrats to the winner. I made sure to set it to heart attack settings. 3823. If you were
Nope.
Kirby Carpenter 9775. Congrats.
Hit me up on Instagram. Congrats on the win. I'll get this out to you as soon as you hit me up. Congrats.
All right. And then we don't want to forget our live viewers as well. So all you have to do is participate in the chat, and you will get a choice of one of these books. This is Venom number 9, I think, for DeCall.
Signed by the man himself.
I believe this is Venom number 9. It's either 9 or 7. I can't remember. Or it might be 8. But I know it's part of... Oh, it's Venom 8. Yeah, so it's part of the Donny Cates run. But yeah, it is signed. Virgin. This is... It is serial numbered 479. And there's only 750 copies in existence. And we just lost Long Short. But... Or you get the choice of this foil... I think this is signed by Capullo. That's Capullo's signature, right?
Yes, it looks like yes.
Yeah, I forget the title of this book.
But it's pronounced Capullo.
Capullo. Yeah, I forget the title of this book.
Ciao Bella.
Is it? It's Batman.
I thought it was funny. Anyway.
Yeah, so you get to choose. Does anyone remember the title of this book? I can't remember off the top of my head. I know it came out recently, like within the last couple years.
Can you take it out and look at the title?
Last Night on Earth. That's what Justin Shannon is saying.
Yes, Last Night. Yeah, there we go. Yep, Black Label. It doesn't say on the back.
Man,
yeah.
Is it numbered? No, I'm just playing.
I don't want to touch it too much because it's foil.
Man, I say funny stuff. Are you guys not laughing on purpose? Like, just
I'm tired.
Dude,
I'm barely
I got
awake.
kicked out. I got kicked out of the show for a minute there, so I might have missed the joke. So,
all right, and then I guess we'll get to our disclaimer now. So,
yeah, for those who haven't watched the show before, there's nothing hot about this show. We're just talking about some cool comic books, so don't get crazy. Don't go buy these on eBay. Go out hunt. Go hunt for these, right? Keep your eyes open when you're out hunting, and yeah, let's just get into the show.
go.
All right, I want to talk about this really foils in general because there's a lot of hate going around for all the foil books, and I totally understand because it's overwhelming. And but you know, like anything else, man, like there's nothing like absolute in this hobby. Like there's nothing that's always good or always bad. And I'm not just saying this about this book because Bird City is a sponsor of the show or on their channel, but I was really impressed with what they did with their foil here. First of all, I think this book deserves a foil, just given the dark cover and the light Zatanna and the magical vibe to it. I think this book actually is one of the few that I've seen come out for NYCC that should work on a foil. I haven't seen the final product yet, but for me this makes sense. On top of that, they kept the print run low at 500, and on top of that, they gave Adam Hughes a bunch of these. You know, just sort of a thank you to him. You know, because the artists don't get paid when they reprint these things. So because of all of that, I think it's just worth giving credit where credit is due. I think, you know, Bird City and frankly the guys at Hive, they collaborated on this one. Both of them deserve a lot of props for this one. I think this is a pretty cool looking book, and if any of these are going to work from this, I would put my money behind this one. On top of that, there's a little bias. You know, this has always been my favorite Zatanna cover.
Right? I mean, it's just it's a beautiful book.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this hobby takes shit to the extreme, right? The reason there's, you know, 50,000 foils all over the place is because they were selling, right? That's just sort of the natural course of things. Next year in New York, my guess is there's going to be far fewer. But you know,
what was it last year? It was nothing but metal covers, right?
Was it all metal last year? I don't remember like if there was a big theme or not last year. Because
I kind of remember like, or maybe it was 2 years ago when like 5 different retailers had the We Live metal variants or covers. Like, do you kind of remember that?
Yeah, no, I remember those were big. Yeah, those was that Trinity who was doing those, maybe, or something like that.
Was it just them doing that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Like,
Trinity had a popular one 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, and like I don't know. Does this cheapen this book long term? I don't know. Like this book was never a ratio. It was always an open order.
It was the end of the run and stuff like that. So
yeah,
so it's like one of those hard to find books, anyways, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think they went about it the right way. I get the frustration that people are getting lazy, but honestly, this book I think showed well on a foil. Now the flip side of that is I think Spider-Man 601, like that book in foil, it just seems stupid to me. Like that's a beautiful book. I don't think the foil brings anything to it at all. If anything, I think you lose something with Campbell's work there. Whereas this one, I think it works. So
I think people are worried about like these bringing the value of the original down.
Yeah, it's not like this one is such a high price book. With 500 of these foils out there, I don't know if that's really going to happen over the long term. In the short term, who the hell knows? You might get some price distortion, but like I said, this is not a high ratio variant. This was an open order cover A. I don't know. I understand.
Are they sold out of this one, Ben? Do you know?
I know Bird City did, and I think Hive was closed on their websites. I don't know. I have no idea what's actually for sale in New York. But Bird City sold out online, I believe, and I believe Hive was close to it, if not sold out. but ask them. Don't ask me. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I would assume they're also like allocating X amount per day too.
Yeah.
So
Keep the buzz going. But
yeah.
anyways, just wanted to throw that out
Actually,
there.
To me,
I
it
thought
seems
this
like
was-
it's increasing the value of the original cover.
You
it's
think?
increasing.
Okay.
or
That's what
decreasing?
it seems. Yeah, because it's drawing a lot of attention to it. Because I'm looking at prices right now for the non-foil, and they're right up there with the foil.
Yeah, I think over time that would be the case. Like you like this one, go for the original too. And if there's only 500 of these, they're going to disappear, and then everybody wants the original when they can get it. So I don't think this is really going to hurt it. I understand the argument a little bit more for the rarer ratio variants. I can totally see that, but for like cover A's that get reprinted like crazy anyway for trade paperbacks and whatnot, I don't know. I guess I'm a little less. I'm a little less like with that. I don't think it's really going to impact it in the long term because it's there's going to be at least 30,000 of them out there anyway.
Hyper Combo Comics. Which Detective 880 are you talking about? Are you talking about the foil one that DC actually put out, or are you talking about the one from Mexico? So either or, like, I mean, those never reached to the normal Detective 880 comic prices, but like I definitely remember buying the Mexico variants for like $5. The other one that was put out by DC, that one was pretty pricey at a time, but I definitely bought some already graded like for really low. But anyways, and
All right, let's see. I didn't mean to stir the controversy. We can get you some regular books.
No, it's always good to have these like kind of conversations. I feel like that's what this show also does, like where we can talk about a book, and then if it sparks a conversation, it's always good to have.
All right, Carter, this one's all you, brother.
Okay. Invincible Iron Man number 501 Jurjevic. So this came out late 2010, and I remember I love the cover in general, but I remember this was a hot book. Gosh, I want to say probably 2018, 2019, like around the time of Avengers Endgame. Yeah, because this one had the first appearance of Tony Stark's granddaughter in it, I guess in some future tale. But this book was really hot, really hard to find. Now the book has definitely cooled off, and there are copies of very, very much affordable copies available. But I still love this cover.
Yeah, it's another one of those just classic Jurjevic connecting covers, right? In that style. I mean, he did so many good ones. But I remember when this book was a tough book. Very cool.
Joe, have you ever ran into this book?
No, I've got I think it's the 1 in 10. I'm a big time Iron Man fan. I got this whole run, but the 1 in 50, like this one always, I knew it was out there, and Carter's talking about like that speculation on the granddaughter that shot this book up. But is that Peggy Carter with the hat in the background?
It looks like it, doesn't it? It can't be. No, it's not, because I don't think she had the hat until her TV show like years later.
Yeah, I mean that was
she's dressed like Peggy Carter, man.
Yeah, it looks just like Peggy Carter, yeah.
Jurjevic's Nostradamus or something like that. He's seeing into the future, what Marvel's gonna do.
He was like Nostradamus. Look at this little cauldron.
He gets credit for the TV show.
Yeah, I wonder if there was an iteration of Peggy drawn like that in comics.
Justin figured out the mystery. He found Carmen Sandiego, so
Yeah. All right. What else do we have on this damn show tonight? There you go, Carter. Also you, bro?
Yeah. Uncanny X-Men number 525. David Finch 1 in 25 variant. I came across this book a few years ago, and I noticed it was trying to do something. It was trying to be somebody, and I think the prices. I haven't checked prices lately, but this is. I love this cover, and David Finch still at it?
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
still at it. Yeah,
Yeah. He'll have a cover that pops every so often or whatever. I
Yeah.
think
Didn't he have what was the one he had popped kind of recently? I'm going blank on it. He had a book that popped up not too long ago. So, but his style has changed. It's not quite what it was. But
Okay. So it's basic. So it looks like it has members of Uncanny X-Force mixed together with X-Men with like Cable, But I love this cover.
yeah, I like the just Logan and X-23, how their claws are kind of going opposite directions there. Just kind of looks badass.
Hey, Lord of Brooklyn, someone had the foil book at the beginning, so you can update the score.
Got to keep Vaughn honest.
Well, yeah, someone had mentioned they ordered the. I'm assuming they ordered the Zatanna from Bird City or Hive.
I'll tell you what, if Vaughn ever runs the table on us like a perfect score, we're done. We're going to close up the show, and that's going to be the end of it. So
that's going to be the last episode.
Yeah, seriously.
he's going to purposely like not put the perfect score up just so we can continue.
All right.
Manara.
This is the Manara cover for the people who say that he can't draw faces. This one is for you, covering up the face. Avengers World number 1, 1 in 50. Saw a 9.8 sell for this earlier a few months ago for $130, which is respectable. I'm surprised to see only 58 of these graded on the census. Very low.
I don't think a lot of people know about that book, man.
You don't think so?
Like, because like last year, Thorough turned me on to this book and really started like going down the rabbit hole on Manara. So there was some still available at Midtown, I think last year, and they were like $40.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, if they're still available in Midtown, then
that was last year. I bought a couple.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is by any means his best cover, but he is definitely very collectible, and this one is accessible.
Who is that on the cover?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but that background is amazing.
Beautiful, yeah.
I had this book back in the day,
but
the
background's amazing.
Yeah, the background is amazing, but not the actual.
Oh, the character. I wish he wasn't dabbing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because like I had this book, and I'm just like I have no clue what's going on with this cover. I got to get rid of it.
Is that the first appearance of the dab in comics on cover?
Shucks.
That's where it came from, man. That's
Tony saying Smasher or something like that, and then Joey's Stuntmaster is asking, "Isn't that Cannonball's wife?" It looks like the Nearing Nirvana background. We just need to put all our faces on the cover, right? Is that what?
That's actually Aaron right there. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it's like
there you go. It's him.
When I'm not doing podcasts, like I'm out fighting in space, like shooting lasers. Space dabbing.
There you go.
That was Aaron 10 years ago. So, but that's a different podcast. All right. Anyways.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, it is Smasher.
This is Josie and the Pussycats, number 1. This is from NYCC. No foil here. Back in 2016. I just think this is a really stunning cover. This book, people ask a lot for this book. You know,
It's a Pretty in Pink homage, right? From the movie.
is that what it's from? It's a good catch,
Yeah.
Joe. Only 9 on the census. 8 of them are signature series. Cameron Stewart did the cover, and so I'm a big fan. I'm such a big fan. I found one the other day, and we're giving it away. So just leave a comment on the rewind on the actual video, not in the live chat, and we'll give it away next show. It's yours. All you got to do is leave a comment. So, but yeah, just for me, just a really good looking book.
Time to use my ghost account and and leave a comment after the show. Great show, everyone.
I'm trying to find the Pretty in Pink poster that's homaging.
Yeah, I think you're right. I love 80s John Hughes. Like, The Breakfast Club is probably my favorite movie.
Oh man, that was classic. What's his name? Never finished the joke as he's crawling through.
I know, dude. I in my mind, dude, I talk about that all the time. The punchline to that joke.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a movie where somebody just wanted to like canvas the world to try to find the punchline to that joke. The naked blonde walks into the bar with a poodle under one arm and a 2-foot salami under the other. I've been obsessed with the punchline to that joke my entire life.
Dude, I wonder if it's out there and like on some movie site, and they have the punchline because, like, dude, that's still one of the what do you call it? Ghost punchlines.
Yeah,
right.
The real joke is that there is no punchline, right?
I think that's what it is, and I think that was the whole point of it. But anyways. All right. So anyways, yeah, to win this, just leave a comment on the video next week and
on the rewind. So not in the live chat. Yeah.
Not here. If you leave it here, you're not going to win it. So
not to confuse our giveaways,
All right. I think we talked about this book maybe on the very first Ghost show we ever did back on Flipside. I can't remember, but it's very old. This is an art journal cover, believe it or not. And it's a very subtle AF-15 homage as well. But this is Fly number 1 by Zenoscope. People who know this book, they ask a lot for it. But 16 on the census, only 2 and 9.8. We haven't seen a 9.8 go in this book for a very long time. Back in 2021 for just $100. Raws can go for that, or at least asking for that. So yeah, just kind of a cool art germ.
What the?
I think after a few years now, I since we last covered this book, I feel like the census numbers have gone up.
I don't remember. We'd have to check if I still even have the slides from that way. If we even covered, I think we did, but I couldn't remember.
I'm like 90% sure we did cover this.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it was like one of my early shows on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I've got a copy of this, and then I don't know sometimes I know what the hell is wrong with me. I saw this book in the wild digging once, and I left it probably because they were asking more than I was comfortable paying for it, but I don't know. This is like one that you rarely see in the wild.
Does anybody know what the premise of this comic book is?
Does anyone know the premise of any Zenoscope book is?
No. Not at all.
I mean, I've heard multiple people saying that that Zenoscope titles do have decent storylines. I just never get past the covers to find out.
I only have the one issue to this one, and I didn't read it. I didn't want to fuck up the book. So,
oh, Vaughn used to. I read it when it came out. I mean, so someone has read his Zenoscope book, at least there's that. And then, but I mean, that should tell you all you need to know if you can't remember the story, right? Or the premise. I don't know. I guess we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Or maybe we should. I don't know. Anyways.
Oh, here you go, Carter.
Okay, so this is Ghost Whisperer 4. I believe this is an incentive variant.
A 1 in 10, I want to say, or is it more even?
I think most of these Ghost Whisperer books, like if they do have an incentive, it's a 1 in 10.
Okay, so a buddy of mine, he bought this book. Mike Bajel, he might be in the chat, or maybe not.
He tunes in a lot.
Yeah, he bought this book over the summer. He found it in a 9.9.
Damn.
And yeah, and when I saw, because he was like, yeah, because he ever since I've known him, he's loved Jennifer Love Hewitt, and he said, "Oh yeah, I bought." What were you saying?
Oh, I was gonna say he messaged me last week when we were talking about Jennifer Love Hewitt like photo variants, and then showed me his picture of his 9.9, and I was like, I need to go check to see which one I have because I know I have issue 1 incentive photo variant of Jennifer Love Hewitt. So
honestly, I think this is the one you want. I've seen the other photo variants. This is it right here.
Yeah. You get a little bit of the leg, so
hell yeah.
Yeah, man. What's shocking about this was there were 2 10s and 5 9.9s on the census.
Shit, that's all a 10. That's all 10s. It's a 10.
The grader's just like, it's a 10.
That's hard, man. Ain't no 9.9 here, bro. It's a 10.
It's all honkers.
Matt, what are you doing? Hey, what do you say, Matt? That's a 10.
And then James Carter saying all the 1 in 10s were the photo variants. Yep, that sounds about right.
Party of 5.
Party of 5. Nice. Can't hardly wait, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh my god, we used
Great
to
movie.
Yeah, Mike and I and our other buddies, we used to watch that in college like constantly.
Yeah.
Mama.
All right, and to update the score, Chad is at 2, Vaughn is at 4 out of 7.
Come on, Chad, let's go. All right. All right. So Hack Slash was mentioned on the real Hot 10 by McClay. Aaron, I think you were there. Ben Stein. So we talked about some Moonstone books last week. So this has always been a tough one. This is Hack Slash meets Zombie vs. Cheerleaders #1. Dominic Marco. This is a cover C. What's interesting, if you go on the Moonstone site, is they will tell you the percentage of the print run for each cover. So they said the cover C was 20% of the total print run. Now, they don't tell you what the print run is, but they tell you what each cover was. So cover 1 was 50%. 2020, I think there was like a cover D that was 10%, something like that. But this has always been a tougher book to find. I found this thing digging a few years ago. I was super psyched, but a tough one. A 9.8 went in 2020 for $152, which is a lot. Only 8 copies on the census, 5 and 9.8. But people ask a fair amount for this book. Anybody ever seen this before?
No, never. I've never seen this. I wonder what the premise of this book is.
Well, it's about fighting, zombies and just a lot of, killing.
Versus cheerleaders.
Yeah.
What's written on the board? I will not
hack and slash, I think she says, or something.
we need to get Jen on the show so she can tell us more about hack and slash.
Yeah, no, we need her on. We've said it too many times, and she promised she'd be on this year, and the year is winding down at a very, very rapid pace. So we're gonna have to hit her up.
Yeah,
we'll do a whole hack slash show if that's what it takes. I'll tell you what, we need a more hack slash. If we're gonna do the Halloween show next week, we need a bunch of hack slash on the show next week. So we'll get to work. Anyways, one to keep an eye open for. It's not on most people's radar, but I think there might be a couple of copies on eBay, and I think people are asking $50 for this or more. Not saying they're getting that, but they're asking it.
Bruce is asking you who's looking at the board, Joe. There's a chalkboard? All right.
All right. Also on the Hot 10, Ben Stein mentioned that there was a Moonstone bubblegum cover. And, well, I feel like he was calling me out on that one. So here it is, Zombie vs. Cheerleaders number 2. This is a Campos cover A. This was 50% of the print run. Like I said, they tell you how much of the print runs. I mean, I can't imagine they were doing more than 5,000 books, this little indie publisher. But your guess is as good as mine. But, yeah, just a fun bubblegum cover. Now, what I will say, as I was thinking when I put this together, there was another Zombies vs. Cheerleaders bubblegum cover. It's much, much harder to get. And I don't think he was talking about this one, but I'll just throw it up here real quick if someone take a quick look. This is from Jamie Tyndall. And as you can see...
Shit, I like that one better.
The Zombie version. This only occurred to me like 15 minutes before the show started. I'm like, wait a minute, was he talking about that one? I don't think he was, but he may have. But that one's really, really hard to get. The fact that I've got a long box of very rare bubblegum covers indicates a problem. But.
Well, you can always start your next niche that you've been collecting since you're 15. Girls with swords and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I know.
I know. I've been doing that subconsciously. I think I have a lot of things I subconsciously collect, Aaron. To be honest with you, not even thinking about it.
It's only when you start noticing and categorizing everything.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I've got a long box of just Black Widow covers. I'm like, am I actively doing this, or it just happens to be how So.
Black Widow covers, man, they're hard to come by, man. Like I rarely see them in back bins, and like I don't know what the deal with that is, man. Maybe you've got more people that ordered Black Widow in your neck of the woods, but like where I'm at, like there is no Black Widows. I mean,
she's got some tough variants, and she just has some cool covers. I don't know. I guess I've always liked the character. I mean,
me too.
Back in like the old days, like I had, her first appearance in Tales from Suspense, whatever it was, 52, or I can't remember, whatever that was. Like I had that book, and I was not like playing, in books at that level back in the day, but for whatever reason, I don't know, character I guess I've always seemed to like for whatever reason. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's get on to some more books before people tune out. I don't remember if we ever talked about this book or not, but since shiny things are all the rage, why not? This is Vampirella Crossover Gallery #1 Holochrome Edition, limited to 750 copies. 15 on the census, 6 in 9.8. What I will point out in this book, just to be very careful if you're looking for this one, there is just a chromium edition, which looks the same. And from what I can tell, even on the back, even the holochrome says chromium on the back. So you have to be able to look at the foil and tell that it's more of a holochrome versus just a chromium one. So be careful if you're out there looking for this book, because the chromiums were far easier to find. And I think they were heavily printed. This holochrome was the limited one.
Yeah, I picked it up, but it was the hollow. Not the hollow. It was just the chrome, and somebody broke my heart. Nah, that's not the hollow. It's just chrome. So
okay, it's really very difficult to tell. And like I said, on the back, on the bottom, in the middle, it says chromium, and I believe the chromium is on both the holochrome and just the regular chromium.
I mean, they're basically the same, dude. Like,
yeah.
I just got pissed that there's another fucking Campbell I have to look for.
Uh-oh. I think the chat has 5 and Vaughn has 4. Oh.
All right, let's see where it goes. I'm not counting Vaughn out. I mean, his collection.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have some beer sometime. He's gonna show me all of his books. But, anyways, Guardians of the Galaxy number 12, Dale Keown 1 in 50 variant. This is kind of a tough book now. 1 in 50 on issue 12, so you don't often see that. It's awfully, honestly, kind of a funny cover. You've got Angela there, an angel. He's hitting on her. She couldn't be less interested. A 9.8 sold way back in 2017. That was the last time we saw a 9.8 sell for this book. Only 19 on the census, which is super low by modern standards. 9 and 9.8. But Carter, I assume you have this one, but I don't want to speak for you.
No, I was never really that interested in this particular cover. There is probably a Dale Keown. Do you guys remember the Dale Keown? It was, I believe, All New X-Men, where it was Groot speaking to Jean Grey.
Yes, and he was all translated or something.
Yeah.
That
was the main one of those type of covers that I was into.
I had that book on the show months ago, and we had, for whatever reason, a lot of submissions that week, and I ended up taking it off and I never put it back on. But that's a very tough one. We'll feature it in the future. I've always wanted this one. People are asking. I think raw on this. I think you'd be lucky to find it for less than 150 raw for this thing. Could be wrong. Maybe 100.
It goes for that much?
It's that they're asking that much. I'm not saying it's necessarily moving for that much, but people are asking.
Okay.
People are asking for this thing. All right. Uncanny Inhumans number 1. This is a beautiful Art Adams. We talk about Art Adams a lot on the show. Comes in spurts, but I just really like this book. Don't see many people talking about it that often. A 9.8 sold early this year for $55. Seems like a pretty good deal if you ask me.
Jeez.
29 on the census, 29.8. But for me, this is a classic Art Adams.
That book looks expensive. It looks like one of those really hard to find variants that's expensive just because,
Yeah, I mean, it's just look at her stance. Like she's really, giving some attitude, and I agree. It looks like a book that should go for a little bit.
All right, my dog finally stopped barking.
Listen, we've got some books later in the show that are more just cool books you can find. They're not too scarce. Just a lot of books out there you can find when digging that are just cool looking books. So stay tuned.
What logo is that in the bottom right corner?
Oh, 50 Years of Inhumans.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if we go to the next one, there's another for this one. You see this one out there.
Oh, I got that.
I don't think it gets the love that it should, right? So this
doesn't.
What? Adi Granov. This is a 1 in 25. I think it's just a really nice, good-looking book. It probably goes for 20. It goes for ratio probably most of the time. 9.8 sold for $80 in July. Only 44 graded. Almost all of those are 9.8.
I literally was just looking at that book a minute ago.
Yeah, it's just a good-looking book that just doesn't seem to get any kind of respect. And Granov's books some of them go for
Yeah,
nice
Granov is one of my favorites, and this book is beautiful.
Well, there are plenty of copies to choose from.
Yeah, it's not particularly scarce. I just threw it on there because I was talking about the other one that's a bit harder to come by, and then just jogged my memory about this book, and wow, it's kind of stunning.
I feel like Inhumans has they have a lot of amazing covers.
They do.
And then it's completely underrated, right?
It doesn't feel like, I don't know, this shit was being ordered like crazy either. Like, there's still people thinking about it.
Change your chest plate to leaves, and it could be poison ivy. That's funny.
Yeah, good point.
She hit that gem, that space gem. All right.
All right, Carter, this one is all you, brother.
I've got that one.
Okay, so G.I. Joe. Yeah, I just kind of was trolling eBay and I saw a copy for sale, or I think a copy might have sold. But G.I. Joe versus Transformers, number 12 from IDW, and this is a sub cover. I'm going to pronounce this guy's name, Giannis Mangali. Oh,
Milo Giannis.
Milo Giannis. Okay.
He's got to be Greek with that name, right? You would think.
Yeah. from the island.
Giannis.
But
I love Baroness covers. It is a weakness of mine.
Oh, for sure. You know what I like about this cover? It looks like it looked like some guy's thick hot girlfriend just cosplaying as Baroness than it is like the actual Baroness.
So he went from comic book artist to basketball player. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But have you started seeing an uptick in like back issues of Transformers and G.I. Joe books with like Skybound relaunching each of the titles?
I'm seeing more, like I'm always scrolling through the recent eBay sales. I feel like I'm seeing more of that stuff sell. Not necessarily the prices aren't necessarily going crazy that I'm not seeing, but definitely more volume of that stuff being sold out there.
Good question. So what's a sub variant?
I still don't know what a sub. I think it's.
I can answer it.
Okay.
So so when you're pre-ordering books, if you put this on your pull list, they have a subscription variant for you. So like as long as you're pre-ordering it from your comic shop and they see that you have this on your pool, then you can get it into your box.
I don't know how tightly they manage that.
Right. Right. But yeah, so I mean, like if a shop pre-orders like, X amount of issues, then they have the ability to order this variant.
I noticed people want a lot for this book.
I mean, most of the time these subscription variants is, that's what the sub stands for. Like, they tend to be overlooked, right? Or people don't know what they are because like not a lot of people have them. Like the one that I always think of that's semi known but like hard to find is the who is it? The Bill S Fear and Loathing subscription variant. Sinkovich. Oh, I said it. Yes. Finally.
What?
Sienkiewicz.
Damn it. I still didn't say it. All right. I tried. I got close. But yeah, so
I've got Jen Bartel's first here, and I bought it from Aaron, so
you bought it? Oh yeah. I think I have another one somewhere. Because I was stacking them for a while.
I've got one somewhere, but
yeah, Bartel's first on Jem and the Holograms.
God, I love Jem and the Hologram comic books. I remember watching that show as a kid. Like I didn't have growing up. Like it was just like one of the cartoons that I had access to, and I ended up loving that stupid show, man.
Got it on tape.
Oh dang!
Oh, hey, don't play with me. Don't play with me. I love me some Jem.
Oh man, I had an unhealthy obsession with that stupid show.
Is the VHS white?
Misfits.
Is it tape white?
This is a Betamax.
Oh, the beta.
So the
Wow.
Betamax, the Betamax is smaller, so they gotta put. But they still use the VHS case, so they gotta like pad it with extra stuff.
Mm.
But I swear my first crush had to have been Kimber.
So I guess I think I probably just barely missed the Jem and the holograms.
Go back and
craze.
watch it. It probably won't do anything for you, but God, I love that stupid show, man. God
The
damn
music was fire.
The music was fine. Okay, yeah. Because I always remember that about Transformers was the music being like really good on that.
I watched that too, man. I watched a ton of Transformers too. All right. What else we got? All right. Speaking of NYCC foils, this is Scarlet #1. This is the second series from Jinx World when they were moved to DC, but this is Bendis and Maleev. Alex Maleev is one of my very favorite artists. When I got back into comics, I was obsessed. I've got a piece of his original art, Daredevil Elektra, hanging on my wall right next to me. But I don't know what this was limited to. But they're not the easiest book to find. This is just the cover A done in foil, but these were in NYCC back in 2018. And 2 in the Census, 1 in 9.8.
Yeah, Maleev doesn't get a lot of love, but man, he's got some banger covers, man. Just
Dude.
he did a lot of stuff with Spider Woman and a Black Widow, right? He did some Black Widow stuff, right?
So yeah, man, I'll tell you right now, what I am spending a lot of time digging up, and it's hard as hell. Covered some on the show, but I am going back and I'm trying his Daredevil run. I love this. The newsstands from this run.
Oof.
Some of his covers were just absolute bangers.
Oh, yeah,
And
look
they're
at
so
that.
hard to find in newsstand.
You lucky dog. Look
They're
at
hard
that.
as hell. Like, this is one of my favorite. I guess I've got a few more, but
That cover is just amazing.
oh, it's. I mean, if this was a ratio variant today, man, it would go for big
Oh
bucks.
yeah.
Oh, that's amazing that you have a newsstand of it.
Yeah, so I mean, it took me forever to find it, man. I was looking forever for that newsstand. And then when I met him, I got this, and I got the picture. But he signed this comic for me, and I didn't realize at the time because who cared about newsstands back in 2002? But it was a newsstand. And you can see he signed it there when I met him back in like 2002, something like that.
Damn.
Nice. Oh, someone was saying in the chat that Jem and the Holograms was before G.I. Joe. I didn't realize that.
No,
Yeah.
Jim and Holograms was 85 and G.I. Joe was like 80. Like the cartoon came out in 83-ish.
I think some of these local stations, though, because I've had this debate with people, I don't think it was the same region to region.
Right.
So,
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I've had this conversation before. I forget what I was. It might have been Transformers. I would watch Jem and then watch Transformers or something like that when I was a kid. It was on. It was on before something else that I was watching.
Okay. So you meant like as far as it being like
broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember watching G.I. Joe growing up as a kid, like a ton.
Big time.
Yeah, but I don't remember Jem and the Holograms. But maybe it was just me being too young.
It's the same kind of animation. It's the same general. I mean, like, yeah, I think it was meant to be geared towards girls, but I don't know if it necessarily hit with that audience or not. Like, I know
it hit like hard, and then it kind of
fizzled out.
Yeah, but it hit hard though.
Is it one of those shows I could probably find on YouTube or something like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hell yeah! I'd be watching because I remember back in the day, like they had the whatever animated animation state channel. I think it was Hub or something like that. They would play Jem and the Holograms like in the mornings and stuff like that.
Nice. All right, but I'll check it out to see if I can
definitely on YouTube. Great show.
Okay.
All right.
I'll watch that after Loki.
All right. A little bit more Alex Maleev, love for you. Punisher War Journal number 20. This was a viewer's submission. Will Miranda from Instagram. Fan of the show. Will, thank you for putting this suggesting this. Beautiful Maleev cover. These are available in newsstand if you can find them, but just good, beautiful stuff. When you're out there digging, keep an eye open for it. He was at another level for a period in the early 2000s, I think. For me, anyway, just a big fan of his work. And he was doing interiors and covers. He wasn't just a cover artist.
And I have a Alex Maleev art book somewhere around here, and I was looking for it. But anywho,
damn, you know what? Marvel from like 2000 to 2010, like they were firing on all cylinders.
Dude, that Daredevil run with Bendis and Maleev, like, I could not stop reading that. I have it all on hardcover to this day. Like, I've read Daredevil my whole life. I loved that run that they were on. Like, it was amazing.
This has like a DeCall feel to it for me.
I think
Yes.
I think that's why I like DeCall some. I think there's some similarities in their art.
Oh yeah, I mean, but particularly in this piece
Yeah.
and stuff like that, you can see that style.
All right, we have more Maleev to talk about real quick.
oh yeah, see the Spider Woman. Yeah, all the Spider Womans that he did, all those covers are so underrated, man. This one is yeah.
Now, this is a book I wish existed in newsstand, and it doesn't.
Doesn't.
And I've looked. I haven't found any trace that this thing exists in newsstand at all. If I am wrong, somebody please correct me, and then it'll drive me crazy because I need one if it is. But
do we still have that open challenge with the newsstand?
Yeah,
Like,
we've got to settle up on that challenge.
Yeah, because I know someone had found something that tied, and then
it was the same month. Yeah, I don't think there's been anything beyond October 2013 yet that we found. But if you can find this in newsstand, I think. Listen, we're all open. We're all sort of have our own opinions, but it'd be hard for anybody to argue that this book isn't anything short of stunning.
Yeah, if that book was like, and you brought it up earlier, if this book came out like at NYCC and it was a foil, like I have a suspicion that it would probably be going for some moolah.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess here's a good question: has anyone jumped on any of the NYCCC exclusives?
Just the one we talked about at the top of the show. I grabbed one of those Adam Hughes foils that Bird City and Hive did. I just thought it was well done, and it's my favorite Zatanna cover, and I don't have the original, so I did grab one of those. I'm hoping it pops in foil like I envision that it does in my head with like the white and stuff. We'll see. That's the only one I've been. There's another one that I want. Matt DeVoe's trying to track it down for me while he's there. I think we actually hinted about it a little bit on the show, but I don't want to talk about it because it has a pretty limited print run. I really want one. So
yeah,
and it's not a foil.
I haven't seen any covers that I couldn't go on without having in my collection. So I just kind of just like, and then I don't know, like I love shiny shit like all the time. Like don't get me wrong, but like this was like overload, and I was like kind of like, I was like, it's gonna bug me not to have them all, so I'm not gonna get any.
Sensory overload, and it causes you to shut down.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me, and I was like, kind of like, oh, because I was thinking about going to New York City Comic Con, and then like when I saw all that, I was like, kind of like, I guess this was a good con to kind of skip out on.
I'd say this: in the short run, when people get frustrated and angry about shit, it creates a longer term opportunity. I think over time. When people shut off that way, I always run when people are like pissed off about something in the hobby. I always run right to it to see what's interesting. I went through most of the foils, honestly, and I'm being perfectly honest. The only one I liked was the one that we talked about on the show. I was going to put more on if there are other good ones, but I don't think the foil brought anything to any of the reprints that they did. I believe that this that Zatanna will look pretty awesome in a foil, just given what the cover is. But most of them, if anything, it detracts from the cover, I think.
I will take that statement back. The one cover that did pop for me that is a foil was the Skybound G.I. Joe book with the Cobra Commander, where it looks like
I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that one yet.
Oh yeah,
The Adi Granoff Ahsoka is the one that I want.
Was that a foil or was that just a regular cover?
I think there's a virgin and a trade dress, but I don't know if there's a foil.
Yeah, that was a nice book. It was. I didn't think it was a foil, but
but there are a ton of variants. So
this book needs to be a foil. Right here, Bird City, like make this a foil.
If this thing existed in a newsstand, I would be very happy. But
I'm happy just looking at it right now.
I'm just ready for the embossed covers to come back. So,
all right, Carter, this one's you, man.
Fables 14, James Jean cover. That's it. That's all I got. Good night. I will say this is another book that I came across just looking on eBay, and I saw it, and I was just like, "Whoa! I never knew this cover existed." And it's well rendered. Not the most spectacular cover, but it's well rendered.
As Stein would say, covers from the back sell better. So, covers drawn from the back.
Mm-hmm.
The what? The Comic Tom what?
No.
She has the longest back I've ever seen. It's a tall girl, man. She's pole vaulting. That's her pole vault.
Listen, she's carrying an axe, man. I wouldn't talk too much shit. She's gonna fuck.
Is that
you
an
up.
axe? It is an axe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it axe or is it a piece of bubblegum? I can't tell.
It's a bubblegum axe.
Yeah, where it hasn't been chewed yet, right? Where it's not a bubble. All right.
Yeah.
Oh no! Damn it.
Well, this book isn't that expensive at all. So it's a very common, easy to find book. But I just saw it, Lady Constantine #1 from what year is this?
Oh God, 2018 probably.
Actually, I think this book is from like 2004.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is like a 20-year-old book. But it's a Phil Noto cover.
I just found this the other day.
Okay.
It's downstairs, but I love Phil Noto. And this cover is more striking in person than it's showing on the screen for whatever reason. Like, it's a good-looking book. A really good-looking book.
Like, if you go to Phil Noto's website, like, the art that he has on that site will floor you and just say, why is that not on a cover?
Yeah, I know. It's weird. It's weird sometimes how like he did. Like, I agree. I've gone to his site and I agree 100%, Joe. Like, he is a ninja. He is really good.
And his like it's easy to go down the rabbit hole. Like his art, like he's got a whole bunch of art that just I don't know if it's inspired by space movies from the 70s. Like you see a lot of influence of Star Trek and Star Wars and what's that? 20.
That's the DVD. I just need to see this thing, man. I need.
What
to
is
see
that,
it.
Carter?
This is something I bought years ago. This is his art process. Phil Noto's comic book illustration with Phil Noto is basically his art process.
Wow.
And this is from probably 2000. It looks like I don't see a year on it, but I think this is from like from 2005 to 2010 or something like that.
I've looked for this thing streaming. And I can't find that fucking thing.
Why don't you burn some copies and sell them on?
Hey, I saw that barcode on the DVD. He stole that from a library fair and square.
So this book is from 2003. So this is like a 20-year-old book.
Wow. Good looking.
Go figure.
This reminds me of Lobos's artwork now, like.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, with the like the thicker lines and stuff, and
with the outline, and then and then it still has that like that hues feel to it with the, I guess, like almost like the flatness, but then having like parts of it like pop out like 3D.
Yeah.
Now, you know, guys, this may sound fucking crazy, but like with the success of Yellowstone and like, would it surprise you if they came out with Western books that like were a hit? Like, you know,
Oh, I
I
bet.
mean, that's something that they haven't done like in a long time. Well,
Yeah,
like,
with the right team, I could totally
Mhm.
see a good Western hitting. Totally.
You mean like the perfect time for, say, a Jonah Hex or something like that?
no, man,
Yeah.
something fresh, but a great story, great art, you know, where you could do covers like this, you know, just I don't know,
I need
just a
I need
thought.
I need an expansion on the Back to the Future Western era when Doc Joe's
There's
or Doc
comics,
Brown.
man, that dig into that story more, so they're out there, man.
Yeah.
All right. Just a fun. Probably should have saved this for next week. Gatecrasher number 5 by R.
Halloween
Adams.
book, man.
Just a fun, good looking comic book.
Those are good pumpkins, man.
This is a real indie publisher. I forget who it was, like Black Bell or something like that. Super indie publisher.
Jeff, John, and Jason. Is it Fabok? Have a space western book coming out on Image. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. Django is supposed to have more comics as well.
All right, Django's awesome. I love that.
Gatecrasher.
All right, what else do we got? We think this is the last book of the night. Carter, you want to take the lead on this one? This was yours, man.
Yeah, Comic Reader 216. And this is basically a fanzine with Archie as Conan the Barbarian.
That's good, man.
You know what? When I looked this one up, there's only one on the census,
That's
the
nuts.
9.4. So there's an opportunity here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you can find a 9.8 of this thing, and the paper on these books is shit. So good luck finding a 9.8. But if you could, you'd probably command a nice little premium if you sold it. So on the hunt. Anybody pulls a 9.8 of this, let us know.
Wow. Somebody would want it. I mean, just that red hair, bro.
Oh, Archie's got a huge
Oh, yeah.
collector base.
Man, I
With
started
that-
going down the rabbit hole of that Canadian comic company that has the like Dan Perrin and Archie books. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was about to start adding to my cart, and I was like, no, I can't do this because
I think we've all been there, man.
Yeah.
Like card up is fuck it.
I was about to start like loading up something. I was like, no, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. So,
Right? Call your friend. Help me. I've got a shitload of books in my cart right now, bro.
I'm about to get checked out. Stop me.
make me get off the ledge.
Right. Oh, well, send me some pics, Aaron. Let me see. Let me help you through this. Right? Yeah, you don't need that one. Right.
And you're like, oh, I got that one. I'll just send you one. No, that's not helping.
Almost like a hostage negotiator or something like that. I'm talking you off the ledge.
Yeah.
No, you don't need that book. No, put that one away. You don't need that one.
If you send me that one, I can buy 2 more. So, all right.
All right. So tomorrow is Friday. It's the Nearing Nirvana show, but Lucy throughout the entire month of October is doing her what is it called? Is it Spooky Tales or I was on it last week too.
Shit, it's hard. To
Witching
get on that
Hour.
show now,
It's the witching.
man.
It's the Witching Hour. All right. And then I think tomorrow night we're supposed to talk about urban legends or any spooky tales that may have happened to you. And then on Saturday is Saturday Morning Toy Box. Monday is Cover Lovers. Tuesday, the show that started it all, Comic Book Women. And then on Wednesday is the movies and shows. And then you're back here with us on Thursdays for Long Story Short. And let's see. So we want to thank our sponsors. So make sure to use the code Nirvana14 over at Cover Price for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And then you can also use the code Nirvana over at birdcitycomics.com. Make sure you're signed up for their text message alerts. Did everyone see the comic they are dropping tomorrow?
No, I did not see it.
Let me show that real quick. And they are and if you're at New York City Comic Con, make sure to say what's up to them at booth 3823. All right. And then here is the comic they are dropping tomorrow. It is The Deviant. It's a Christmas story. It's a homage to Samurai Santa.
Oh, the
For
Jim Lee cover, I think.
Yep. So it's a James Tynion story, but make sure to sign up for that text line so you don't miss this. And yep.
And don't forget to leave a comment on the rewind if you would like to win this Josie and the Pussycats number 1 NYCC.
And I forgot. And then anyone that was, participating in the chat, let me get. Let me get that picked real quick. Let's see. No, that's not the right one.
You know, I was going to send a whole shitload of books off to CGC, and I've got a big pile. And then I said, no, I think I'm going to, and I start switching them out. And then 3 months later, I'm still fucking with a pile to send to CGC. Like, I can't make up my mind, man.
So this is for everyone participating in the live. Big shout out to Heineken Jones, who donated these books. Winner will get to choose one of these, and then I will do the same thing next week for the book that's left over. So good luck, everyone. All you have to do is participate in the chat, and you can just hit me up. But big shout out to Heineken Jones again. There can only be Vaughn. Congrats.
He won twice tonight.
Yeah. So hit me up on IG, and then just let me know which book you want, and then I will send it your way. So, any other announcements for y'all? Like, what do y'all have going on this weekend? Any other shows? Nothing?
No, I'll be posting nonsense on IG, so.
The top 10 tomorrow.
Yep, the original Hot 10, OG Hot 10. Over at the House of Stein, so I'm excited to be on that tomorrow night. And then my band found the drummer to fill in for our shows in November, so I'm excited about that.
All right, good stuff.
Yep. So we'll play a show in Houston, and then we'll play a show in Austin at the end of the month.
And then Boston.
And then Boston. Well, actually, next summer we're actually planning a tour throughout Texas, so we're supposed to hit up Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, and then we're gonna hit Oklahoma City, and Tulsa.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be a nice week off of work. But all right, thank you so much for everyone for hanging out with us, and then we'll catch y'all next week. So take it easy.
Phillies win, baby. Phillies
Go Astros.
win.